Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's
Hope
up,
you're doing
everyone?
very well. And today we're here to cover the chart request session for you. And I'm Rezun, by the way. I'm a chart analyst at the Bearbnets with my friend Julian. He's a fundamental analyst. So if there's an intro, just go ahead for that.
Yeah, yeah, just do fundamental analysis and a lot of on-chain trade. Uh, so a lot of different stuff. Bird Nest. We're going to be covering requests, seeing what else is happening, and if there's no requests, we'll just go through our list and talk about the current market. So first
Yeah.
of all, word from our partners, and then we can get started.
Milk Metaverse is a metaverse platform for the media industry that will bridge the gap between the content producers and the audience. Mediaverse from Milk Platform will be a combination of virtual reality, blockchain technology, and artificial intelligence. Visit the website metaverse.milk.global.
Yeah.
All right,
So
and we're live.
uh,
Back at
yeah.
it.
Hello, everyone that just joined in, and I think we start with Bitcoin. What do you say?
Yeah, then start with the
Oh,
top dog, the important one.
okay. So let me just share my screen here. Yeah. So let's actually go on the super high time frame, like monthly. And I'm using the Bybit chart. I think it's enough. Yeah. No, let's go on Coinbase. Okay. So uh, what we're actually having here is a is not really a good is not really a good looking chart, right, in terms of the strength. And uh and to be honest, I was really hoping this for this low to hold. And I was like, if we lose this low, I sell everything. And uh I kind of did. But back in the day, I was waiting for this. But people were like, this can be a swing failure, and maybe I don't know why, and maybe a move up, right? So I remember the whole city were waiting for this. You remember that, right? But I was like, no, I don't even accept weeks below this level. Because it with my like type of analogy, I consider it a break of structure anyway, right? So uh so a bearish chart on macro, like monthly, and which by the way hasn't happened for the past like 10 years, right? This is one thing to take into consideration if we're looking at Bitcoin's chart. We haven't had uh, a bearish break of a structure on the monthly, like it's the first one. And like uh, losing this consolidation here is is actually kind of concerning as well, right? Because um if we look at like the history here, uh when we like lost this level, they're kind of similar, right? So Bitcoin was just kind of dead for half a year. And the same scenario might happen if we close the monthly below this low, and there's only 4 days left, right? So is there like anything you want to add to this, Julian, to this monthly chart here? Because I
Yeah,
really want
sure.
to
I
go.
don't like using the monthly on Bitcoin. Actually, I don't think there's enough history to use the monthly. I mean, there's just about 10 years, but you don't even have enough history on the monthly to get 200 moving average or some of the basic moving averages that we need to use.
Hmm.
So that's
Hmm.
why I personally don't like the monthly. Yeah, some structure makes sense on the monthly in the Bitcoin chart, but overall, I prefer using the weekly if I'm going to look at a bigger time frame for Bitcoin.
Uh,
But if
and
you look at the monthly there, like you're not really breaking structure yet. The closed in candles, it depends if you're going off of wicks or candle bodies. Candle body is
mhm,
actually lower on the monthly. Support right around that 13K that everyone's been waiting for so eagerly. So yeah,
uh-huh,
a little higher, yeah, 13, 14, like right around there is where the real monthly support is if you want to use the
yeah,
bodies, the candles, which I like personally. Um, so yeah, I don't think it's particularly super bearish or anything. Like it's just another cycle chart. Pretty straightforward. So
yeah.
yeah,
But the thing is, the thing is, I'm seeing a lot of people like using and they're using the index chart with the maximum history, right? But I kind of don't really do that as well. I said in the previous live stream as well, I want to look at like more data. Okay, so uh and you can like argue that this is a whole move to the upside, and this is the retrace, so we haven't lost here. If you consider this one low, so we haven't had a break of a structure yet, but as I said, like I want to consider this one a break of a structure. So and in terms of support and resistance, you're kind of right. I don't like to like mark them on monthly as well, but this one is the obvious one, right?
yeah.
The
That
yeah
would be the
to
next
yeah
big
the
level.
12K, and maybe this high here 13, as you said. But yeah, I don't really see anything interesting, so just let's just zoom in. So what we are having right now on the weekly is like in my opinion is a range, right, which we lost. But uh, let me actually save it or reload it real quick. So it didn't. Yeah. Okay. So this range has broken to the downside, but I don't really want to short it, even if we get like a clean retest of the channel. And my reasoning is kind of uh, I don't really have a great target for it, and we're down like 80%. I don't want to be short on a high time frame like weekly. And when you look at this range here, you're shorting basically on the weeklies, and I don't want to short when we're down like 80%. And so the risk to reward is not there for me. But I'm interested in trading Bitcoin if we get a push to the range to the range again, and like something like this. Maybe I consider this one a deviation and target the range high. And this is my deviation. This is my trigger here. And yeah, this is basically my plan for the on the weekly for Bitcoin. And is there anything you want to add on weekly? Maybe I think it's somehow clear. Nothing really
Yeah,
interesting
the
yet.
weekly is pretty straightforward. It's actually surprisingly this week is, painting out decently in terms of the bounce, how it's been behaving. Um,
Hmm.
it's a tricky one, Bitcoin. I have it painted out on mine. I had one idea on a W bottom back in the day before we broke this range from the FTX drama. So really, I
Yeah.
want to see Bitcoin reclaim that 7, 18,000, 18,000 or so. 18K is the level that I want it to re-enter, but right now I think just the market in general is a little annoying, so I'm not over trading personally. I know people want a lot of trades and so on, but the market is just not great right now for that. So
yeah, exactly. And to be honest, we're kind of in the same situation as like here, right? I'm not saying it's the bottom, but we're kind of close, right? 80% down. We're here. I don't know where exactly, but it looks similar to me. And if you zoom in to the price action in 2018, uh, you don't really see like good trades every now and then, and I don't really think we can have like much trades these days. And you're kind of right, like we should like all uh, stop over trading. And um, one other thing on the on the weekly is the volume, right? So I don't actually use volume too much, because the volume is different on different exchanges. But uh, I don't know. I don't know if you know. Just tell me. Is the index volume average the average volume of all exchanges or not?
I'm not sure about the index. I don't use index. I usually use specific exchanges. So usually it's per exchange, but right now it would be
Mm,
average. I'm assuming if it's an index.
mhm. So I mean, there's a term capitulation, like, and if we and you see the high volume spikes on the volume indicator. Okay, we had one on the in the low here, the 2018 low and the COVID low, right? The other one was this 30K low, which then shooted up in 2021. We're kind of having a similar situation here. And uh, I'm not really betting my money on this one, that uh, because we're having a capitulation volume spike. uh, I'm going to long here or buy for the long term. But it's something to take into consideration, right? As I said, I think a V-shaped recovery and a quick move to the upside is kind of unlikely. If you look at the history, and you're gonna, and you're gonna see this as well. But the thing is, when we're like down um, about like 80 70 77%, uh, I think and there's a lot of fraud in the market. I think the better risk to reward there is to wait for the long positions rather than like the shorts. And I'm seeing a lot of people trying to try to even finding the shorts here. What do you think about that? How do you see the like the uh, Twitter, the ecosystem, the crypto, like, what do you say?
Yeah,
uh
it's not my first bear market, so
mhm,
definitely starting to see bottom things. This is the chart I have painted out over here. So I have this box area that's relatively important, that in order to get any type of bullish structure, we have to get back above the zone. Overall, nothing particularly special. I just think we're going to be moving sideways for a while.
mhm,
Like realistically, I wouldn't be surprised to get something just chart doing something random, maybe going a little lower, but mostly just sideways action. Overall, like it's a boring market, and that's there's two types of capitulation, and people often ignore the different capitulations. One is a straight cascading liquidation, price goes very far down, which is the number one capitulation, which is arguably what we got in this section. We got that capitulation, and we got it a couple other times, but
Mm.
there's mostly that down only market capitulation. If you talk to many analysts, many argue that this is the real start of the bear market back in May.
Yeah.
Looking on chain, it's true. Like, this was the real end of the bull market. This second move was mostly driven by derivatives. There was a lack
Mm.
of retail. It was mostly just leverage from traders that were still in the market, but it wasn't really spot driven, retail driven second top. So, like, yeah, many on-chain analysts actually argue we've been in a bear market since May 2021. Which is a long time to be kind of moving down or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of it. First, you got the big downward move on capitulation, and then you got the sideways boring capitulation. That capitulation is when people just get
Mm.
bored of the market. They get bored of crypto. Nothing is happening. That's the type of capitulation I'm waiting for. That's the exciting one. Because people just get bored of it. You want it. Price action just gets so boring. People just say it's dead. There's nothing happening. So on. That's the capitulation I'm currently waiting for.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you on that. And usually, the time that everybody is just bored of the market is the best time to buy. At least the past, like, the past bear markets, which kind of we kind of learned that. But yeah, let's see. So uh
We got a couple requests as well. We can go
yeah,
over.
I wanna like cover them from top. So
Yeah, we got BNB first.
yeah, sure. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up the BNB chart. BNB. So, and I was talking to Julian before the stream. BNB is one of the coins that I'm kind of interested in buying, because in my eyes, it's kind of super strong coin. I don't really see the pattern that is currently on, like, uh, every, like, other ticker, every other coin in crypto. And for example, look if we look at Bitcoin, there's a double high, and we lost this low, and we're kind of in the no man's land, right? But BNB is kind of in the range again, if we, like, consider this one a range, right? And that honestly suggests that BNB is kind of strong. So if we lose it, I think, like, we kind of go down super quick, because of this massive inefficiency here. But yeah, so I'm gonna remove the levels that I don't like, and you see my alerts are on, like, 200, about 220. But yeah, so these are my these are the range highs and range low on the BNB chart. So, and when I see a nice range, I always add the volume profile. Okay. And you see the value area low is like lined up with this range low. So definitely, it's one of the reasons that I want to buy. I'm a buyer here. And this one is kind of lined up with the value area high. So yeah, in terms of the volume, we kind of lined up nicely with the SR levels. And but the and we're kind of, when we're, like, consolidating around the point of control, I want to is when that I consider a coin choppy, right? So I think this is yeah, sure, on BNB the moves are like super high. The previous weekly is like 90%, 19%. And but in like if you like zoom out, it's shopping here, right? And uh yeah, let's zoom in on lower time frames a little bit. So on the daily, we kind of had a fail, like swing failure here. I mean, I now that we have closed above, I consider this one a break of a structure, but because we just lost the low here, it's like it's not, it's a liquidity grab. It's confirmed that there's a liquidity grab happened here. It failed auction or swing failure, whatever the name is. But the strong thing about BNB right now is that we have the same, basically the same liquidity grab here as well. Okay, and uh, a swing, maybe a swing trade that there's right now, like there's a setup that I can see is a long, like at the retest. If we see that, if we get the retest here to these highs, because usually when these weeks happen, it's are considered like not they are not as strong highs. Okay, and I usually want to target them as my target, or the origin of the, or the if I want to play it safely, I target the close. But I think if we find some bullishness on the crypto market, we can like take this high and go up for this like SR level, which is kind of a strong resistance for me. But yeah, so this one is uh, swing failure. And you guys might know that I always use the Fibonacci for to find the retraces for my entries, and I use the 0.55 and 0.65. It's kind of the uh, golden pocket, but the 5.5 is a little bit higher, so because I don't want to get front run and everything. But yeah, so I see this long setup on BNB currently. I don't really see a like I don't really want to short here, because uh I think the downward move is kind of finished. But uh but this level is important to me as well. If we start, like consolidating on this and then losing it, the retest is gonna be a short position for me. But for now, I see this one on BNB. uh I'm not really sure about the fundamentals and other things. If there are, please like just add a couple of details to it. I know, I just know it's the Binance token, and I see it as strong price action wise. Is there a reason for that, maybe, or something like why not other coins looking like this?
It's just been strong for a while in general. It's kind of held this chart I have it since 2020, yeah, 2021 kind of. But this level right here that we keep touching, it's just a very important level overall for BNB. The recovery from the lows back here was like pretty nice recovery from the June lows, and then it's just kind of been consolidating pretty nicely. This level is just super important for BNB. We seem to have like broken out. It seemed like it was good to like take a step up, and the whole FTX thing happened, and we had another pullback. We did seem to lose the lows, but then quickly regain them. So it looks like either a deviation or something along those lines. Yeah, I mean, it really depends. Again, once it re-enters this level of the 330 or so, I'm gonna be either looking for a short or looking for a breakout retest. I don't want to be any bias, so I'll kind of chart both paths. So it's either looking at a breakout retest where you can go long, or you're looking for some type of topping situation. Actually, I'll use the drawing tool. Some type of rounded top, or as you mentioned, as a retest. So
Yeah.
that's generally what I'd be looking at, just because this level goes back to February 2021. So it's almost 2 years now of just this level being important every so often. So yeah, definitely a big level for BNB. Overall, yeah. Sorry, you're gonna
Yeah,
say something.
yeah, 'cause I wanted to say it's like it, usually when I look at the market, especially when I'm looking for you're using a weekly chart, which the
No, this is daily actually.
yeah, so it's somehow small. So yeah, the daily chart is the thing is, if I want to take all the price action here to consideration, I don't really think we can there's any trade on BNB currently, right? And
Right now, no, you have to wait for it
yeah,
to choose.
yeah, exactly. But and to be honest, I'm not really a fan of like shorting the massive level. What is it? It's 3 to 8.
Yeah, 328, 330.
Yeah, and that's kind of because we are having a lot of retests to it, and I don't really want to say resistances get weaker with more touches, but it's kind of the case as well here, right? And so I don't, as I said, I don't really want to short it blindly as well. So we need more price action on around this level to have a confirmed like short setup. And
Yeah.
the range from the May until now, yeah, exactly, this range, it's a range that's kind of happening on every coin, I mean these days, right? uh if I were to actually share it real quick, so we're having the same range on XRP. uh, I mean, I was a little bit zoomed out, but yeah, I mean this range, okay. But if we like go on BNB, it's like a it's not ranging, it's just up only, right? So that's why I told that I expect a little bit of retrace on this chart. But yeah, I think there's no other point from me. If there's something else, just go for it.
I mean, Jedida is saying that ZZ is contributing the 2 billion to the FTX fiasco and the fund, and I mean,
Mhm.
Binance was the biggest exchange before FTX crashed. They are still the biggest exchange. In terms of volume and stuff, Binance. No one really competes with Binance in pretty much anything in
Mhm.
terms of exchanges right now. Um,
Yeah.
Binance has huge treasury, and they're pretty skimpy with how they spend that treasury. So one of the main reasons CZ is doing that raise to kind of bail out the crypto industry and looking for outside capital is because he doesn't want to spend his own money on bailing out crypto, which is kind of fair. Like overall, Binance is just very strong.
Mhm.
Just because they do have like they can justify, and it's not only an exchange, they have Binance Smart Chain. People are still building on Binance Smart Chain. People are still using it. So yeah, overall, there's just a lot happening with Binance, so I wouldn't be fading the chart at all, really.
Yeah.
Um, but like this chart's just choppy, like way too choppy for my liking. Um,
Mhm.
again, I have that area, the 330 area, painted out from a while ago, and I'll just look at it closely and see how the price behaves there. If it's gonna It's if it's showing me some type of topping pattern, or if it's showing me some type of continuation pattern, then that's kind of the approach I will take to it. But until price gets there, below, it's just full chop, like most other charts.
Yeah. So the next request is Sol. I mean, maybe it's better to start with the fundamental side because it's kind of interesting for me
Right.
as well. How related Sol is to FTX, and
Yeah, they're pretty related, honestly. FTX was one of the biggest investors in Sol, and not only in Sol but in the ecosystem. So if Sol, because FTX went down, a lot of the Sol ecosystem tokens got destroyed. FTX was an investor in most of their DeFi protocols. Alameda had a bunch of money in DeFi on Sol. So like they're definitely hurt bad post FTX. It's a I never particularly liked Solana. You can't have a blockchain that keeps crashing. But that's just
yeah,
me.
exactly.
Uh, you
And
know,
and to be honest, yeah, like I kind of tested the language and everything. Like I didn't test it, to be honest. I don't want to lie here, but I was in the community. I was reading the documentations and things. Okay, so I have a little bit of background in Solidity, just to know just how the smart contracts and things work. Not enough for products as well, actually, but I don't think it was great. You know, I don't think it can compete. I don't want to use the term it can't compete, but it's not as good as Ethereum in my opinion. Is it like and my data is like from 6 months ago. I mean, has it changed yet? And we had like Ethereum merge as well. Uh, and the terms we always know about, like we remember when the soul was pumping was Ethereum killer. I mean, how do you think the uh, I mean, is it as an investor, do you like, how do you like Solana?
I don't like it at all, but people are free to make their own
And your
choices.
reasons basically because of the FTX crash and the blockchains going down, or there are like other
It's a
reasons?
centralized blockchain that crashes.
Mhm.
And yeah, they have a bunch of wrap tokens. There's a very bad bridge, which is wormhole, so it's like hard to access. I don't like Solana. Like the benefit there isn't great. Nelson is actually asking us not to spend much time on
Mm.
individual coins unless you see a probability of a trade. Mate, there's no trades out there right now. I'll just be frank with that. That we're
Yeah,
taking
and
time
we
on the
we
coin
we,
because
we, we like doing that. We try to like bring everything that we think is needed for maybe a trade, and these are
yeah,
these are
but
the information we use, right? So
exactly. But like right now, realistically, just looking at the charts, if we were just looking at a chart looking specifically for a trade, it would be a 30-second live stream because there's nothing honestly in the market right now. It's mostly chop and
mhm,
it's mostly just random price action.
mhm,
I don't think I would say, oh, here's a proper trade. A proper trade is just buying Bitcoin, but mostly that's an emotional one because everyone's super bearish and all the news you're getting is crypto is dead. So that like when I see what was it, 5 mainstream media outlets posting crypto is dead in 1 week, to me it's like, okay, it's a nice time to start buying. But it's not
mhm,
really a proper technical trade. It's more just a long term, this is a good time to DCA type of thing.
mhm. But
Um,
if you like, yeah, I don't want to be honest, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this chart because for me it's just lost the previous low, and I see this massive like inefficiency, like
oh yeah,
here to
it can
here.
dump to $3 real fast.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
would definitely
So
like to see a retest for a short. That would be wonderful. but it's really
And
hard
it's,
with these charts.
yeah, so it's kind of look like Luna. I mean, I took the short. Sadly, I closed like too early at, like, I think 225, but I took the short. It looked like it's so similar right now. This low, the retest, okay, and yeah, we had the same thing on Luna, I think, and everybody was like expecting the lows at 10K, 15K. I mean, at $10 or $15. But yeah, I don't really want to short here because of the wider stop loss. But if we get a small pushback here and then lose, yeah, I might be interested. And in terms of targets, I mean,
$3.
maybe, uh, yeah.
Okay,
So
5 maybe, but realistically it's 3.
yeah, I mean, I want to. I think this high is also important. So something like
Yeah,
this,
for
maybe.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, something like this. So let's
I'd
move
be
on. I think,
short on Sol if we get a retest of 20.
yeah. So the other one is Matic. I haven't seen I haven't looked at Matic for a long time, and
Matic is ranging, but it's so choppy. So
yeah.
choppy.
Not Bybit, but Binance. Yeah. Okay, so kind of looks like BNB, to be honest, right? Same range. If we want to like have some levels for, yeah, it's the same range, the same liquidity graph from the highs and down, but the only difference is Matic hasn't come to these lows. So, and the fact that we kind of lose these lows here, okay, if you like consider this a break of structure, which is a nice one actually, I think, and another break of structure here as well. So I think the most probable scenario for Matic is taking these lows. uh but yeah, as you said, it's a lot of things, a lot of weird things happening currently in the market for, and yeah, the best thing that I would do if I'm looking at Matic is, I would like to aim for these lows here, and this is my liquidity level, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and if we see some strength here, I would long it targeting the highs, but I think longing it here is not really a good idea, because the move is the
Yeah, that's a
like
huge range, man.
huge, yeah, like 200% is too much. But yeah, if we, and the nice thing, like price action wise, is that we had the deviation. I mean, no, it's liquidity, right? This was our liquidity level here, and we like deviated it. This is a retest, not the best retest I've seen, but it is actually a retest. And maybe if we see another push to the upside, we're gonna have a great like short opportunity. And yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing. uh we can add like RSI to it. Kind of curious if we had a divergence there at that. uh I mean, it's no, it's flat, right? It's not a massive divergence. The RSI is flat.
Yeah, there's not too much there.
There's not too
It's a
much of
sideways action.
divergence. Yeah, but we I know a lot of people consider this one pretty sure like divergence, but yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe if we come to these levels here, I would like to open a short on this one, and I don't think the target we gonna. I think Matic, as I said, is kind of look like BNB to me, and the only difference is not taking these lows, which is concerning actually. And when I see something like this liquidity here and here, I want to target them, right? And so like there's that the break of structure here. This is I want to consider a retest, and if you want to call it right, the dead cat bounce. Yeah, this is our retrace. But the other scenario is when we actually gain this level, this liquidity level, uh, and if we gain it, yeah, I think the obvious target is up here, right? So,
yeah. I
what do you
mean,
think about that?
Matic has one of the best business development teams in probably all of crypto right now. They've been partnering with Disney, Starbucks, anyone you can imagine. So honestly, I wouldn't be too bearish on Matic in general, just on the fundamental side. But the chart is just super choppy, so I personally don't like it. I have some levels painted out. It's kind of in a range like between these levels. So like buying, you know, under 80 cents and selling close to $1. You can kind of play the range, but it's so choppy. Like you don't reach the bottom of the range, you go above the top of the range. It's just
Mm,
full chop. Again, that's
mm,
why I don't like trading in these situations. You don't really have a direction of where the market's going. It's mostly sideways, but then you get these huge upswings and downswings, so you can't
mm.
even play within the range. Yeah, it's just a weird market. Right? Like
Yeah,
you don't like in the last move, we didn't even go. Well, it looks flat, but we didn't actually reach the lows of you know, on
yeah,
November
they did double.
22nd, we didn't reach the lows off the 9th. It's like, it's just a weird chart. Like most charts are like this. Yeah, we
Mm.
can move on probably.
Yeah, the,
Um,
the next up is like Litecoin.
oh, Litecoin's been a fun one.
Yeah.
It's been wild.
So
It's been moving so much.
I
I
mean,
should have,
yeah, this is what is like more look like Bitcoin, to be honest. Uh, for me, and uh, I mean, we didn't get the liquidity here above the high, but the current price action is, as you said, uh, interesting. So one thing that you see first in this chart is this range, right? So I don't want to like add this one to my range. Uh, but if we do this is gonna be a range. Uh, and we've like broken the range, and uh, yeah. So even also you can like do something like this and consider this one a deviation. This like fake out here, and uh, I mean usually I see something like this, don't really want to I don't really want to trade it, especially for longs, because it's like huge, massive moving in a bear market, like 73%. But if I had to, I'm kind of liking this order block or cluster here, okay? And it's kind of lined up with our Fibonacci as well, uh, as I can. Yeah, it's actually lining up nicely. So, but I don't really want to see it back into the range. So maybe a weak or a strong, as fast move to here is my trigger for my long. And in terms of targets, I think these lows here from this range is a nice target.
Yeah, just below
Yeah,
$100.
yeah, you're right. Actually, it's the psychological level as well, and yeah, the value area low is a nice target. I always like want to trade based on like the value like volume level. So below the 100, like just like Julian said, is a nice one. If we get the retrace here, yeah, I mean it can easily push up like more to here, but yeah, if we get the retrace, I'm interested in long it like this. Yeah,
I actually like the buy at 73.
you like to buy at 73 at.
Yeah, 73. You can risk it.
Mhm. But the stop loss, I mean, you're right actually. If we like
Stop
zoom
loss at
in,
70. We're closed under
uh,
70.
yeah, but
Buy in at
mhm,
73.
mhm.
Targeting just under
Yeah, I see,
100.
I see what you mean. Actually, I see what you mean. But uh, yeah, I always use the lows for my stop losses. So, and if I were to like long it here, because I put my stop loss below the lows, uh, I mean this makes sense for me, and I like my stop loss to be here, to be honest. And
That's a
uh,
huge range. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know.
yeah,
I play with really tight stop losses, so
mhm. Yeah, I've seen your, maybe if you can like share it with people here, it is gonna be nice.
yeah, sure. I'll post, just line it up. Um, so I like playing my stop loss below the candle or below the structure break. So yeah, probably right
Hmm.
around, no, yeah, 69 or so is probably decent. And then because we're targeting right below 100, so the risk reward, I'll probably target 97, honestly. Um, so somewhere around here, which is the lows of this structure over here. Um, I'm treating this mostly as a breakout retest, honestly, just because there was this long range in this area that we're breaking and then kind of retesting. So this line is what I'm targeting.
Hmm.
And that's why I like the buy right around here. Maybe a little lower. That's why I do have it a little lower. Um,
Yeah.
allowing for a wick as well. So like I like stacking my bids in a range. So I usually paint a box when I
Hmm.
structure the trade. Um, so I got a rectangle. I'd probably structure a buy within this zone. Um, daily close below, because if we're playing the daily chart, I like playing daily close so I don't get chopped out. So
Hmm.
daily close below that 70 probably.
So you don't put hard stop losses, right? You
Yeah, I
always
don't
close
like
based
hard
on.
stop losses unless it's like the market's really bad or something, but I don't like hard stop losses. I wait for the daily close. I don't like getting chopped out.
Mhm.
I'll usually have a hard stop loss like lower. So maybe I'd have a hard stop loss at 64 or something. Like that looks like a proper area. But realistically, if the candle we get a solid candle close below 70, I'm cutting that at daily
Mhm.
candle
Mhm.
close. Um,
Mhm.
that way we don't get chopped out. And then
Yeah, yeah.
mostly I like scaling in on the way down. Ideally, if Litecoin can make some type of pennant in this area before the continuation, that's what you would want to see. Um, so let's see where's the brush. So if Litecoin kind of does the It's not a good painting, is it?
Yeah, it's
The
fine,
brush
man.
is killing me, but really just a bit of consolidation here on the breakout,
Hmm.
tapping into my buy
Hmm.
zone, and then we push up. That's
Hmm.
generally what I would want it to do.
Yeah, but
Um,
one thing that I just saw on the chart, let me share it. Sorry, the it is that we have a like beautiful bearish divergence on the RSI, which is kind of concerning here. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, so but the thing is, I mean, I always said that for the divergences, uh usually the stronger ones go up with divergences, right? For example, the bitcoin 2000 20, it just full of divergences, right? For since I think since 30K we had bearish divergences on RSI. So and we went to like 46, right? But the thing is, what I like to see here is maybe a little bit of uh, like slow move down to at least these highs, these red the range high,
yeah.
and then a move up. It's gonna be nice to for and then the RSI would be like would have like a bounce up above like the 50. It's gonna be ideal for Litecoin here. But as I said,
All
like
good.
I'm interested in buying it here. And now that we're bringing up the RSI, there's a question here regarding RSI, and it's I've learned that it's more dependable for divergence to exist within a number of periods assigned to the RSI. Anything outside, yeah, you're actually right, and I use that on Matic, right, to see the how strong Matic is. The thing is, I also don't really consider this one a bearish divergence to trade, like to have an entry based on it. But it's still a sign of weakness, right? These things are different for me. I sometimes I if I want to use RSI as a trade entry, as a trade trigger, yeah, what you're saying here is a rule for me as well. But even if it's not in a time period that RSI is like assigned to, it's still a sign of weakness here, as you can see on the Matic chart. It's not a super beautiful RSI chart that I would say I'm gonna short it, but it's still a sign of weakness. So this is my answer to your question.
Yeah.
And
I think the
yeah,
next
and we're
request was DYDX. We should uh, move quickly if we want to cover everyone's requests.
yeah we do the DYDX and then the ENS. Let's go.
Sounds good.
DYDX, as I know, is a decentralized exchange, right?
Yep, correct.
So, so the fundamentals. How do you see the fundamentals? As I'm doing the range thing.
Um, I think it's good. It pumped a lot when FTX crashed. People can, use the decentralized exchange. There's kind of a reason there. I don't like their tokenomics. However, they are moving to Cosmos and making their own layer one because previously they were on Immutable X on Ethereum. So I think there's definitely something there with DYDX. If they update and fix their tokenomics, it would be a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
The chart's kind of weird as well. Like I'm saying, most charts are just weird. They're within this choppy range that doesn't really make
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. And let's if we add the profile, volume profile to it, yeah, this is the kind of profile that I don't really like. And it's to be honest, I don't like it because I think something shady happened here, because we didn't spend a lot of time on this level, but the massive volume is on this level. So this is what I learned from the volume profile here, and usually the best. Yeah, as you can see, look at the bounce from it when we had the pullback. Uh, I like to. I think there were some things happening here, and that's why we had this like massive. How much is it? hundred
Well,
percent
that
move
that
from this
that
level.
move has to do with FCX crashing, and first things crashed, and then everyone was like, "Oh, we need a decentralized exchange." Well, not even need it because
Ah.
not more people used it, but people just speculated on decentralized exchanges doing well.
Yeah,
That
you're
was
right.
the main move there.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But yeah, overall, I don't love the chart. It's really choppy. I would focus on something else.
Yeah. So maybe so the only level that I'm interested in is this point of control, but it can easily go down to take all this liquidity here, then come up again. So yeah, here's like my TA on DYDX. And sorry we're like doing it a little bit quickly because we're out of time kinda. So ENS.
Yeah, I have ENS. I want to share that. ENS had a big level here at 16. It's kind of been losing it. I mean, it sort of made a lower low here, but not a lower low on the bigger time frame.
Mhm.
Again, it's one of those choppy charts. It's at an important level here, so one could potentially argue along to 16 if you want to take the risk on kind of this range, and then it's kind of consolidating, and then kind of the gap up to retest the top of the range. It's certainly an option. Especially with these long candles you get. I like sometimes playing the retest of the gap in volume here.
Mhm.
Um, I don't like this candle structure, and I usually would never play this chart just because this candle structure is just really annoying to me.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
like I like playing really clear candle structures. This one is just it just shows choppiness. Like it doesn't really know where to go. It doesn't really know what's happening. Um,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, one could
Yeah.
say, yeah, like a break of 13.30, 13.5, you're going to get the continued push to 16, maybe. That's kind of the only rescue I see on ENS right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of agree with you. I think the hold is kind of good. The level that you have is the one that I would mark as well. The hold is kind of nice, especially it's holding the previous low as well. So I would like to consider this a liquidity grab for a push to the upside, but not making another high on the daily here. I think the like the levels that you're marking it are just so good to trade. If we're looking for a long, I mean longing it here, targeting the higher level, but the most probable and the setup that I like is the shorting at the high level that you've got on your chart 16.2. And yeah, that's basically my points on it. So and we're kind of out of time. And thanks to everyone who just tuned in. I know it's weekend and like we were like chilling and TAing some doing some TA on your chart request. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for
And
joining. Someone
uh,
did request GMX at the end there.
oh,
We can quickly show it. GMX is a little cleaner overall. They had that big dump here, but I mean, I like GMX as a project. In terms of buying their token, there are so many wicks. I just don't like charts that have this many wicks without like a proper long consolidation. Um, I don't see an entry on GMX anywhere. Realistically, maybe targeting the lows just under $40 or going lower close to 33. It's again one of those choppy charts. You don't really have clear direction or clear entry. Yeah, hope we targeted most of what you guys wanted. Otherwise, like in the Discord, in the Burb Nest, we always do chart requests in there. We can talk to you guys in Discord, answer all your questions. So if you missed out, just go in there. There's actually a whole Congress channel, and you guys can ask questions. Just say you came from this live stream, which is great. Roz, thanks for hosting this.
Yeah, sure, man. See you guys around the nest. Bye.
Yeah, see you guys around. Don't miss out the special giveaway and the discount code. So definitely check that out.
Yeah.